So in this video, I'm going to argue why the New Year's Eve celebrations coming up tomorrow in Vegas are really important, not just to Vegas, but maybe to everybody in the country, as to why we have to kind of move on from what we've been doing for the last 2 years. We asked over on Twitter and on Patreon what opinions were. I wanted to pick some Twitter people, but Patreon, you guys are great, and I promised y'all a spot, so we're going to read you out there. And if you're not in our Patreon, check it out at patreon.com/notleavinglasvegas. But I'm going to make that argument in this video. My name is Steven. I'm not leaving Las Vegas. I'm a Vegas blogger. Let's not talk about it too much, but we're going to give you some reasons why the celebrations have to happen and why it's very important. Before we do that, we have to thank our channel sponsors. We have P9 Magazine, first of all. They're over on Instagram. You should check them out at the link below. And the P9 Magazine is actually an Ethereum 2.0 validator, and they are over on the Ethereum blockchain. And what they do is they aim to showcase the global Pinay to the world. And Pinay is a woman of Filipino origin. Their next issue coming up will have Pinays from North America, with future issues featuring Pinays from Australia, New Zealand, the EU, the UK, every acronym available you could ever imagine, as well as the GCC group of countries. Check them out on Instagram. They buy the side of Resorts World for 1 week out of every month of the year. They're super nice to us. We are so happy to be working with the P9 Magazine team. And they also work with TKEX over on Instagram, and you can check them out in the first comment of this video as well. TKEX is an Ethereum validator program. You're going to love them. I work with them closely on Not Leaving Crypto. Also, we have to check out vegasfacemask.com. That's my wife's gig. We got a little backed up over Christmas. Your orders are in process. 2 for $25 goes around the back of your head, not the back of your ears. And look at that, the only 2 that you'll ever need. vegasfacemask.com, handmade, not outsourced, no nose wire. All right, that's how you can support us. All right, so let's talk about this. First of all, why is it that this has to happen? We have to have New Year's in Vegas. Now look, here's the thing. We go by the best data that we possibly have. Now, if you remember way back in March of 2020, when everything was freaked out, nobody knew what was going on, and COVID was a brand new thing. They called it the novel coronavirus, new coronavirus. We were scared to death. We put our trust in the governments of the world to help us to get through these dark times. They had the best access to science, and we're taught to trust the governments. 15 days to stop the spread. Everybody agreed. And then that turned into months-long quarantines and isolation for people. Now, as time goes on and we are armed with more things like vaccines and therapeutics that are coming out, and the fact that a lot of people have had this thing, and we know now that the most susceptible people are the people that should be staying inside and not doing these things. We're talking about the elderly or people with pre-existing autoimmune conditions and things such as this. We know what the risks are. So when I see things over on Twitter and I see people wagging their fingers and decrying the city of Las Vegas for having its giant year-end fireworks display on the Strip, and for downtown Fremont Street to have its big concerts, I wonder where their sensibilities are coming from. Okay, 300,000 people should be coming to Vegas for this giant soiree. Now, I can't find that it's 300,000 people because, honestly, we drove through the Strip, the intersection of Tropicana and Las Vegas Boulevard today, and this is what we saw. It certainly didn't look like that many people, but we figure there's going to be a lot of drive-ins from Arizona, California, Utah, and just places around us. We figure as much. So let's assume 300,000 people come here. First of all, they're outdoors. Second of all, well, they're outdoors. Most of them will not be wearing masks when they're outdoors. That's just the way it's going to be. But let's just assume that since nationwide, 60% of people seems to be the national average for fully vaccinated folks, most of these people are fully vaccinated, and they are now weighing the consequences of going to something like Vegas. But the most important thing is the psyche of people. You see, here's the thing. People are supposed to be free. People are supposed to be able to make their own choices, to do what they want to do. We turn to the government in times of crisis. And some people would argue the scariest words in the English language are, "I'm from the government, I'm here to help." Who said that? Give me a comment below. Let me know. I know some of you guys know that quote. Whoever said that, you know who it is. But at the same time, Do we really need help at this point? Or do we have enough data, enough information that we know that what's happening right now is not going away anytime soon? But we can't continuously try to retrofit our lives around a narrative of fear and hopelessness, because that's not how people are supposed to be. So I'll be out on the Strip tomorrow night streaming, and hopefully you guys will be watching if you're not able to be in Vegas, or you'll be enjoying New Year's somewhere else. That's the way it's going to be. But let's go over to our Patreon as I promised, and let's take a look and see what we saw. So going over to our Twitter, by the way, it's called Not Leaving LV on Twitter. This is how thick the steak is over at the Ellis Island, and this is what Facetune will do to you. I look freaky. We did ask yesterday, and we did a poll, and yeah, 78% of people said yes, the show must go on, and 21% said no, too much risk. And that's what it was. And we did have some nice people that retweeted this, and we did have some nice people that did give us some comments. So thank you to everybody who commented, and we'll pick a random comment here. The random comment will be William Roberts, who says 300,000 is an overestimated number of 50,000 people on the Strip for New Year's. Well, if there's 100,000 hotel rooms, why would they all be sold out if only 50,000 people were coming? But let's go over to Patreon. If you guys don't know about Patreon, it's patreon.com/notleavinglasvegas. And let's read through our Patreon comments. As a Patreon, you're automatically getting my video if you answer. Sean Slack says, still do them. The CDC just lowered the quarantine to 5 days. Got to live life. This is true. CDC said if you have Omicron variant and you are sick, and then after 5 days you don't have symptoms anymore, test negative, whatever. And if you come into a contact with somebody else who has it, quarantine for 5 days. If no symptoms, go live life. Michael Brunson says, yes, do the fireworks. First of all, this new variant is very mild symptoms and it isn't going away. We are going to have to live with this for a long time, so we need some sense of getting back to normal. Mike Schuster says, IMO, I think that life needs to carry on already. The leaders of the world have no idea how to manage anything. The head doctor of the free world, I think he means Fauci, Dr. Mo Sizlak, changes his mind by the minute. This is a major problem. If they can't figure out how are we the people supposed to take them serious? I mean, 14-day quarantine originally, then 10, now 5. Wear a mask, no mask, 2 masks, 3 shots, now talking about 3. And the 4th, all the boosters in the world aren't going to work when poor nations have 0. We just need to face the COVID is going nowhere ever. Here to stay. Find medicines to try to help with symptoms, which are supposed to be on the way. We've all been under a rock for nearly 2 years already. Very insightful. Okay, Scott Moat says, after the New Year's, all those PCR tests that are currently used are not acceptable. Scott is actually pointing out the idea that after the New Year's, there's a new standard for PCR tests. PCR tests have to differentiate between SARS-CoV-2 and the actual flu virus. Timothy Maimon says, shoot the fireworks. Footage at a safe distance. Okay. John Neese says, we need the fireworks, get vaccinated, might get sick, but you'll survive. Let's get some more random comments here because we read all of them. It'll be a 30-minute long video. Mickey in Ireland says, life has to move on or we'll never get over it. South African experts discovered Omicron, said it was showing as a mild virus. They're now saying cases are rapidly declining. That's a good point. Let's get another random comment here. Oh, you could be in my video. Keon Green, yes, and can't wait to see you out there again. I'd film from a same place as 4th. We went to the Rio on the 4th of July. I'm not sure where I should film from tomorrow. I'll be in the thick of it. I'll be on the Strip with 300,000 people. Rio parking garages, I think. I believe that there has only been 1 death from the unvaccinated person. Yumiko DeBold says, love to see the fireworks. Be safe. Classic TV 1980 says, fireworks are a must. Celebrate life. Carol Chapman, use common sense. If you're sick or have symptoms, stay home. Be responsible. If you partake in the festivities, do what makes you feel comfortable. David Crossley, yes, just keep firework shells 6 feet apart. 6 feet apart because science. Socially distanced fireworks. Richard Diaz says, yes, I think it'll burn through quickly. Vaccines still reduce transmission by 75% and hospitalizations. I don't know about the transmissions part. I ain't no scientist. Grant Norman says, I think we should have the fireworks this year. Let's put on a Las Vegas face mask. Go outside. I think he's referring to VegasFaceMask.com. I'll be wearing one of these the whole night tomorrow night just because I don't want to be sneezed on. Robert Belba, can't hide forever. Carlos Santiago, celebrate life, not fear. Billy Cook, yes, do it. Do it. Come on, do it now. Yeah, Arnold would say. Come on, let's look at fireworks. It's going to be fantastic. Look, it's shooting up in the air like when I was shooting in the Predator. Billy Cook says yes, do them. Tony Giuliano, absolutely not. Now is not the time to be gathering in large crowds when COVID is spreading, mild variant or not. Who knows what the next mutation will be or what unknown long-term effects may come from having it down the road. Stay home so you can get past this. Okay. A Jersey T argues that everybody will eventually get it. Doesn't matter if you get fully vaccinated or boosted. It will go away in a couple of days like a flu. It will cause more severe symptoms if you're not vaccinated. That is individual choice. Ronnie Cook says, I think that fireworks should go on a schedule to maintain some sense of normalcy. It is important for people to have something to look forward to. However, I also think that the strip should not be closed to traffic and that the casino parties should be canceled. The fireworks could be streamed online for all of those to see from safety of their room or home. Ryan Graver says, the show must go on, like Queen and Freddie Mercury. The show must go on. William Roberts says it would be cowardly to cancel New Year's Eve fireworks, even with the surge of the common cold occurring. It's not the common cold. It is Omicron. It is COVID. Deb says yes, emphatically. Verna Frederickson says fireworks, yes, but the fewer people that flood the strip, the better. Anthony Venaseche says can't see canceling them now. Everyone is responsible to decide if they should be gathering in large groups, and those who have come to Vegas for this weekend know what's in store, good or bad. Vance Vogel says yes for sure, but get vaxxed, please. Stay out of the hospital. I am fully vaccinated, Vance. Patrick Schmick says go ahead with fireworks. They're outside where there is less spread of the virus. Densely packed people. That's my concern. Terry Myers says, absolutely have the fireworks. People can make their own decisions to go or not. If you're not comfortable being in a crowd of people, stay home. John Greer says, absolutely. The show must go on. I'm just going to play Queen in my head every time I see that. MK Sloan says, at least it would be outside. A lot of varying opinions, and I respect all of them. I will be out doing some kind of coverage of New Year's Eve live here on the channel tomorrow, so make sure that you do check in with us here in Not Living Las Vegas. But I really do think, just to kind of wrap this up with a little bow, that we do need to get back to normal. We cannot be continuously interrupting our lives over and over and over again, because the more that we do this, the more that it allows people to control us. And we're supposed to be free. We're born with these freedoms. Our founding fathers wanted us to have these God-given freedoms and rights and the freedom of doing what you choose to do. So I don't know what to tell you. Either tomorrow's going to be 300,000 people or massive amounts of cancellations. I don't know, but we're going to find out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out our channel sponsors. Be sure to check out VegasFaceMask.com if you do need a mask. You guys have been great. Happy New Year, everybody. Like, share, subscribe. Now's the time of the video where I say 3, 2, 1, click. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, and click! Hey guys, I want to thank you guys for sticking around and watching, and if you love Vegas videos, you'll find some more near my head. You can click on them and watch more Vegas-y stuff. Thanks so much. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. All right, am I done? Can I leave? Can I turn off the camera? I think I'm done now, right?